Hello and welcome to my channel. Just recently I've had a lot of time on my hands due to having a heart operation. Nothing serious, well I suppose heart operation is always serious, but I had a stent fitted because I had a blocked artery in my right hand coronary artery. But anyway, so I had a lot of time on my hands and I would make a video about my pens. This is something that I love doing, and I've been working on a system to mould resin blanks, because I like resin pens, I really do. I think they're really good. I think they look gorgeous, they're hard wearing. Equally the wood pens are. I've made some wood pens which too are good, but the resin ones really sort of capture my interest. So anyway, these are just a few of the ones that I've done recently. These are just slimline twist pen kits, that's all they are, and I mould the resin blanks myself, and I think they're quite effective, you know, and they make a nice gift for somebody. So anyway, today the video is going to be about the system that I've sort of developed, used to mould these blanks, and where I started and then where I'm at now. Okay, so I hope you enjoy it and I hope you get something out of it. I will just say, anything you see in this video is my way of doing things, not an instructional video, so unless you feel confident in doing it, don't copy it please. It's just purely to show you how I do my things. Okay, thank you. We'll move the camera now and I'll show you what I've been up to so far. Right, this is where I started with my pen moulds. This is HDPE, I think that's what it's called. Basically this is an old swimming pool step, which I work in a swimming pool, and we changed them. So, and I basically routed out the spaces here with a router, and then I drilled a hole, the long drill, all the way through so I could put plugs in. And then what I'd do is I'd suspend the tube in between there with pegs in there and there, similar to a mould you can buy, I think, from the United States. This one was a bigger one for a larger blank, and I made several blanks this way. It was okay. I wasn't really happy with it, but it worked for what I did. I made most of the pens I showed you. Right, this is how I do it now. This is the second system that I've developed. Basically, this is electrical conduit, and it's fairly cheap. You can get it anywhere you like. Well, any electrical store anyway, B&Q, wherever. And I chop it into lengths, seal the bottom with some masking tape, and then basically you just pour the resin, however many colours of your choice, whatever, into the tubes. And this one here, this is a slightly bigger one for a bigger pen blank, and that I believe is 22mm plumbing pipe. And I just made I drilled a hole in a piece of HDPE, put it in, a little bit of hot glue around it just to make sure it doesn't leak. And obviously this one I made a piece of wood with lots of holes in just to stand them up. Okay, and then after that I put them in this little heat chamber that I made, which is basically like a reptile heating mat that you put under a reptile's vivarium, and that just heats up to sort of gentle temperature. And I made the perspex top to put on it. I put them in there and I bake them usually overnight, and that hardens them up really well. I use this, which is available from MB Fiberglass. I'll put a link down in the description. This is not what most other people use. This is a polyester resin with a catalyst. It's not a it is two part, but it's not a full two part. You don't do half and half. You do 1% or 2% on, depending on the time you want it to cure and the temperature of your room. So this is what I use. This is about 25 quid for 5 litres, so it's quite economic, and I find it works really well. I've had a couple of pens blow out on me, but that's about it really. So yeah, it's a good way to do it. As I say, it's my way to do it. It's not everyone's way. Alright, so I use that. Obviously I've got my scales. I use a solo cup. These are the colours I'm going to be doing now. Now these sparkles are available off eBay. They come up in florists supplies, I think. It's basically just a very, very fine glitter, but it's not like your craft glitter, which is like hundreds of tiny plastic things cut into hexagonal shapes. This is actual glitter dust, which actually works a lot better. This is mica powder, readily available from the internet for makeup supplies. I use a lot of it. These are all the ones that I bought. I've got them all in my drawer. So that's what we're going to do. Basically, one of my blanks takes 50 ml of resin to fill it up. So put the solo cup on there, press the button, and so there we have 58. I always like to go over a little because I don't like to be short. So I use an old hacksaw blade to add the mixture and to mix. Obviously you can use whatever you like. I don't recommend using these because obviously they are sharp, so yeah, right. So we just add some of this. You can add as much as you like, obviously. Not that much. You can add as much as you like or as little as you like. Obviously the more you add, the more vibrant the colour. I like to add quite a lot so you don't see when you take it right down thin at the pointed end of the pen, you don't see the blank. So that's why I like to add quite a lot of pigment. Okay, a few sparkles. You don't have to add the sparkles, it's just something that I do sometimes, something I don't. Depends if I'm in a sparkly mood. Right, and then all we do is we mix this thoroughly together. Right, and then with this method of polyester resin, we use a catalyst. So this is my catalyst, and we put 1%. I put 1% because I've had the heater on here today, so it's quite warm. So 1% of 60 is 0.6. So you just squeeze that, and then just take out enough, and there we go. That's 0.6. Put that in, make sure it's well emptied, and then mix this for probably a good 2 minutes. You want it to be really, really well mixed. Okay. So I won't bore you with this. Obviously, I'll cut this piece out. So the pouring is done. I make a little spout in the cup. I'm doing this left-handed with my left hand. It's not very accurate. You start off low, and then as soon as you get it flowing, you come up high, and a very nice thin stream. And this eliminates air bubbles. I've never had any air problems with air bubbles in this method. You just make a nice thin, gentle stream. Try to keep your hand steady. Because the long stream obviously breaks the bubbles up as they go down, so pour slowly, and try and keep your hand steady like I said. There we go, nearly at the top. Just make sure she's right full. There we go. And I have a pot over there which I pour all my spare resin into. Right, well I hope all of you found that interesting in some way and managed to get something out of it. As I say, it's not the way everyone does it, but it's a way that I've found is quite easy and it's quite economic on the resin use. So anyway, this was part one. In part two we will be drilling the blanks and gluing the tubes, and then we'll go over to the lathe and we will turn the pen into the shape we desire, and then we will polish it right the way through to the assembly. So I would like you to join me for part 2 if you can. I'm going to try and make it as interesting as possible, and as I say, all the links to materials and parts that I've used will be below in the description. Alright, well, thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. If you like what I do, please pop over to my Facebook channel called Bowers Craft Wood Turning Workshop, or just put Bowers Craft in and it should come up. And give that a like if you like it. Please comment on this video and give me any of your thoughts, any ways that I could improve, or any particular parts you like, or even if you dislike parts of it, that's fine. Anyway, thank you for watching. You all have creative weeks. Thank you very much.